Thank you. Now, voters of East Coast GRC, Fengshan SMC, and fellow Singaporeans, good evening, welcome, and thank you for coming tonight. Tonight, I want to speak on home ownership. Now, let us start off with first-timers, home seekers. In July 2013, close to 200 first-timers applicants were not successful in applying for a BTO flat after 3 tries or more. Average BTO application rate also increased from 3 times in 2013 to 3.6 times in 2014. Now, in my weekly NPS, I have come across first-timers flat seekers who finds it very tough to get a BTO flat. Some of them have come to me on repeated occasions on the same problem. They cannot understand why is it that with so many more new flats being built, they still cannot get themselves a flat. They always find themselves way back in the queue. Many of these young couples want to get a flat and start their family. Now, without one, family planning will be delayed. The Workers' Party proposes that HDB should maintain a buffer supply of new flats to meet unanticipated rises in demand and reduce the average number of times applicants have to apply before they are successful in booking a new flat. And HDB should aim to keep the current first-timer application rate at 1.5 to minimize the cost to couples trying to start a family and to prevent backlog. After all, we want couples to get married and give birth. This is one way how we can increase our Singaporean core. Now next, I want to speak on divorcee. Between 2007 to 2012, there have been more than 7,000 divorcees a year and more than 8,000 children affected by divorce each year. One of the biggest struggles for many divorced single parents is home ownership. Home ownership after divorce. When a couple goes through divorce, the flat will be sold and the sales proceeds given out accordingly to both parties. Now, such a sale is usually done within a time frame, and each of them will have some cash from the sales, but without a roof over their heads. A divorcee is faced with several options for housing. Number one, he or she can buy over the other half of the house or purchase or rent from the open market. Now, these choices require cold hard cash that the individual may not have, especially on a single income. Number two, the divorcee can also purchase directly from HDB, but they may no longer qualify as a first-timer. There is a 3 years waiting period if their previous flat was purchased directly from HDB for one of the spouses. Now, in other words, one can buy, but the other one got to wait 3 years. The standard waiting time to queue for a BTO flat is already long enough. Now, imagine how much longer it is for a divorced parent, especially those with children, who are already struggling to cope with the emotional fallout that comes with the breakup of a family. Now, what the state should do to support these Singaporeans is to make it easier for them to be able to find housing so that they can move on with their lives. We should look into further shortening or to do away with such debarment period. Fellow Singaporeans, we cannot plan our future in the future. We have to plan it now, agree or not? We have to start thinking, what kind of a Singapore would you want your children or grandchildren to grow up in? I, for one, hope to see Singapore work towards an inclusive society, a loving and caring nation, a place where we Singaporeans are proud and be eager to stand up for, a place where we can shape our future by actively participating in policies making. Singapore is now a mature and diverse society. We are ready for this. The Workers' Party do not oppose for just the sake of opposing. We did not turn our parliament into a circus. Instead, we debated rationally and take a balanced approach to politics. Like you, we are in this together. We do not want to see the country fail. Fellow Singaporeans, voters of East Coast GRC and Fengshan SMC, with your support, we will make your interests heard in Parliament. With your support, we will address your concerns on the ground. With your support, let us shape Singapore's future together. On September 11, vote for the Workers' Party. Empower your future. Thank you.